Kids asleep, sharks awake. Trade Daddies on the mic. Let's work. Let's work. Rent your hand by daylight, grease on the sleeves. Nightfall, switch lanes, candles and degrees. Blue collar mornings, markets after dark. Teaching wealth in the shadows, lighting up the charts. From the shop to the screens, breaking cycles, no cap. Turn patience into profit, show the roadmap. Education first, yeah, the mission stay clean. Built on discipline, modern Canadian dream.
Daddy time, late night grind. Shots glow while the world unwinds. Trade Daddies, yeah, we break it down. From higher highs to support and bounce.
OG in the game, seen bubbles and pain. Hands wrapped tight, both gloves and gains. From the ring to the feeds, pressure don't shake. Market swings heavy, steady moves get made. W3BC built, yeah, the vision clear. Teach and entertain, make the lesson hit here. Punchlines land like a clean left hook. Market speak when a trader looks. After bedtime, headphones on, screens glow bright. Risk defined, patient tested every night. No hype trades, only structure and plans. Read the flow, understand supply and demand. Not promises made, just skills passed down. So the next generation builds solid ground. From dads to traders, lessons stay true. Knowledge is power, now pass it through.
Who runs the charge?
Trade Daddies,
Who breaks it down?
Trade Daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Who runs the charge?
Trade Daddies,
Who breaks it down?
Trade Daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Daddy time, late night grind. Real talk for the trading mind. Trade Daddies after dark. Read the market, play it smart.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get
Yo, welcome to another episode of I was gonna say the adoption pod. Oh my god, too many podcasts, guys. The Trade Daddies. We're back for Trade Daddies. Oh man. Jay Chain's not here. He hopefully will be back next week, but he's got some personal stuff going on, so he will be back when he's back. We'll see if we hear back. I know he posted something today that he's flying back, so we'll see next week. But you're stuck with me for another episode of Trade Daddies, and there's lots to go over. Lots of stuff happened today. We had the FOMC meeting today. We had obviously some price action for Bitcoin that probably went down. People probably expected to go up. A couple things to cover today. We'll keep it nice and short and sweet, to an hour. So I'll keep you only here. Class is only here till 10 o'clock, guys. So we'll keep it short and sweet. But welcome in. Hope you guys are all doing very, very well today. I'd like to hear your opinions on the market. So if you guys want me to look at a coin, if there's anything you want me to discuss in particular, make sure you just drop it in chat. And if you are here, maybe just drop a hello and let me see where you guys are at. So today we got it's summertime. So gin smash. This is one of my favorite drinks in the summertime. Nice citrus, lemon, lime, tangerine. I love these summer drinks. Oh, there's some ASMR for you guys. There we go. We'll crack it, put on some ice. There we go. Look, I'm like a Twitch streamer with all the ASMR now. Let's go. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's good stuff. There's something about citrus drinks and summertime that just go well together. All right, let us jump in right away. Whoop. All right, so today was the FOMC meeting. Everybody was like, oh my God, we're going to cut rates. Haha, surprise. They kept it the same. There's something I really want everybody to understand about rates. I think people are just anticipating that there's all of a sudden there's going to be these rate cuts. There's a reason why the federal bank raises rates. There's a reason why the federal bank reduces rates. Okay. Now, the U.S. has a strong labor force. The U.S. economy is doing pretty well. Stock market's all-time highs. The economy is not slowing down. Okay. Maybe you're not growing so much. I don't know, but you are not slowing down. So interest rates get cut to stimulate the economy when the economy stalls. Okay. So if the US economy is not stalling and we have a good labor rate, good stock market, it's hard for me to say that the economy needs stimulus, right? If anything, if the economy and the markets and everything are too hot, that would be, probably in line, especially with, inflation, interest rates going up, right? And that makes total sense. Now they kept it sideways because inflation has ticked up. Now that probably has to do with the war. You're seeing lagging numbers, so you're seeing that spike in inflation because you're seeing now the multiple months of high oil rates, oil prices. So that makes total sense because whatever you're seeing in GDP is lagging, so you're seeing previous numbers play out. So that's why I think you see the uptick. I think it might calm itself down now that oil has come down, especially with this deal, which is something that we'll talk about as well. That you might see things stabilize a bit. So it makes total sense of why they would keep it this, sideways the same. So they kept that 3.75. I expect them to keep it the same the next one too, like unless something drastically changes with the economy. Like here in Canada, the economy has slowed down. We've had very little growth. We were in a technical recession, 2 quarters of negative GDP. That is where I would argue you would lower rates to stimulate the economy to get people spending money again. But we also kept our rates sideways, which again totally makes sense. If you're not going to lower it because you don't want to lower it yet, you may want to see some more data first. But keeping it sideways too, right? And our interest rates are not super low, but they're low enough, right? So I think we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see cuts this year, guys. I really don't. I don't see an economy where rate cuts make sense. At least except for Canada. Canada is the only place where I can see that rate cuts would make sense because our economy has slowed down and we're in a technical recession. But the U.S. is not in a recession, so there's no reason why they would be cutting rates right now. You want cut rates to stimulate the economy. You want to raise rates when the economy is hot, and you need to slow it down. And that's kind of what happened in 2021. Everything was just crazy hot, and they started raising rates. So you might be surprised. You might be surprised to see rate hikes in the U.S. this year instead of rate cuts, or just sideways. If Trump just really doesn't want to raise it and they want to keep it status quo, they'll keep it sideways until they can't anymore. Anyways, like they'll have no choice at some point. But yeah, I expect a mostly sideways federal bank rates and also Bank of Canada rates probably until the end of the year, and then we'll see what happens in 2027 if they start to raise rates or lower rates. But yeah, that's where I'm going with that. I still think this, when it comes to crypto prices and just a general market, I still think this year is going to be a down year. The stock market is hot. The SpaceX IPO came out. It's doing pretty well. Like, we're going to top out at some point. It's going to be this year. Whether this spills into the summer, I don't know. We track it day by day, but I'll tell you, crypto was in a macro downtrend and hasn't stopped yet. All right, what else we got on the news here today? SEC poised to allow stock token trading and potential market shakeup. So, stocks are going to be tokenized. It's par for the course. We know this is happening. So, this is just the future. Like with Ondo doing tokenized, securities and tokenizing the world. Stocks will be trading 24/7. You're gonna have your Robin Hoods, your Wealthsimples, and all your different fintech companies where you'll be able to just trade stocks, or even like crypto exchanges like Weeks and Coinbase and all that kind of stuff. You'll be able to trade all those 24/7 tokenized, and that's just going to be the way it is. Like the world's going to have to get used to 24-hour markets just like crypto. So it's going to be a wild ride, which might actually create some volatility in things that you wouldn't normally see it. But again, with volatility comes opportunity, right? Volatility is how you make money. You can't make money if something's just sideways all the time. You're not going to make a whole lot of money. You're just, you know what I mean? It's going to be steady and safe, but you don't make a whole lot of money, right? You just get a little bit of growth. But volatility, that's why crypto, like the volatility in crypto is not a bug, guys. It's a feature, right? That's how you compound returns, but you have to understand, you got to be able to take profits, and then you also got to be able to understand when to get back in. So that's a skill that you have to learn on its own, and it starts with the 4-year cycle and the cyclicality of the markets, because there's the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, there's the debt refinancing cycle of the governments and why they do what they do. It doesn't always have to be exactly the same. The timing doesn't have to be exactly the same, but just the general idea and just to make a better decision. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect in this market. So get used to that feeling. And because I do the same thing too, I want to time the perfect bottom. I want to, buy in at the same time, but just understand that you're most likely going to be wrong, and just get in and hold it for a longer period of time, and you're going to be all right. All right, next. We're blowing through this news, guys, because we're mostly going to spend time on the markets today. SpaceX Casino is officially open for business. That's SpaceX IPO. Did very well. Let's take a look at it real quick. Let's look at this is the weekly. Let me look at the daily. So pretty good. It went up pretty heavy. Again, not a whole lot of data. Let's look at the 4-hour. Oh my God, there's like no data. 1 hour. All right, so SpaceX went up pretty good. It looked like it was going up forever. Hit up to 224, launched at $149, had a nice move up 50%, guys. 50%, pretty good. And now we are down from the top so far. We are down about 14%, 15%. All right, so pretty good. I still think that this is kind of like euphoria of the market. I could say this is a descending triangle. You either say it's a descending triangle or a bull flag, right? Let's see. If it's a bull flag, 234. If it's a descending triangle, which I'm more adamant to say descending triangle in my opinion, pretty much back down to here at 159. So I don't know if that happens. Don't take my word for it. Just things I'm noticing. This just like it's new. It's a totally new thing. So we don't know where this is going to go. All we can do is speculate. It can't go up forever. Nothing goes up in a straight line forever. Do I think this is going to be like a huge bull run, multi-year? I don't think so. I really do think that the market is starting to show signs of exhaustion. Like today, the S&P is down, and overall, like let's take a look at the. Let me look at the weekly for the S&P. Like we're gonna have to come down at some point, even if we just come back down to the 21-day moving average here at 71. Like we're coming. Like you see how it does these. We come up, we round, and then we make a dip, V-shaped recovery. We come up, we dip. So we might have a dip here. Does it blow out this low and come down to here at 63? Maybe. Don't know. But we'll see as things change. Again, we have the midterms this year, so I anticipate that Trump is probably going to lose a little bit of his power. So he's going to be having to fight the other side now with any decisions he wants to get made. So I think a lot less is going to start getting done going forward. And again, post-halving years is usually never, or sorry, not post-up. Midterm years are never really great for crypto in general. But we'll see. Anything can happen. Who knows where this is going to go? I'm not proclaiming that I know exactly what's going to happen. But what I will be looking for is a potential push down at some point back to the 200-day moving average, wherever that may be on the weekly. Doesn't have to go to the 200-day moving average, but I'd like to see a nice, 10 to 15% dip for the S&P. Even here, like from the top down, if we go down 15%, it brings you back to here. That for me, that's a pretty good buy. Like I would buy that. And if it goes lower and it does hit the 21-day moving average, like I don't even know if it would at this point. Like that would have to go down 23%. That's possible. It could. It could make its way down, and then that would bring you to 5,800. So I'm looking at 6,100, 6,200, and then anything lower to start buying into the S&P. But I can afford to be very patient with it, and I suggest that you don't buy it because I feel like right now, I feel like you're just buying you'd be at a higher risk of buying the top right now. Not to say that you would be, but it feels like we're topish, and you can see here on the weekly RSI and the weekly stochastics that we are or have already started to curl down, overheated at the top, coming down. So it lines up with that thought process as well. So we'll see. This is a weekly candle, so every week by week, I take a look at this. These things don't move quick like crypto. All right, and then we have yes, the U.S. and Iran, the agreement potentially that they made a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and all this. And is this finally the deal? Like, is this true, or is this another attempt at a resolution to this war? I'm not going to claim that I know. I have no idea. But I think people may be surprised that even if it is over, that the markets aren't going to go crazy and all of a sudden, the bull market's back on and we start a new uptrend. I think that might be one thing that starts capitulation. I think people are going to come in. I think they're going to feel like, oh, the market's bullish again, and the war settled, so green light means go, and all of a sudden it doesn't, and that's like, oh shit, we are in a bear market. Like, at some point there's going to get to a point or a price where people finally realize this is for real. We're not having new all-time highs this year, and we get down there, and that kind of leads me into my trend for Bitcoin. Is I see us coming down to 53,000. So that's my next target here. Let me see if I can make the screen a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. So what I'm taking a look at on my weekly here for Bitcoin. So this will be your midweek market update. Guys, if you want to see anything in the chat, please put it in the chat. I will take a look at whatever coin you want, and we'll see what's going on with the market in general. But you know me, I'm a Bitcoin first kind of guy, and we'll take a look. We will look at altcoins though, because I'm hearing rumblings of a potential altcoin season. So I don't know. We'll take a look at it. If it is happening, we're gonna see it first in the charts. But first things first, let's get some music going and get the vibe up around here. Okay. Weekly time frame. We've been tracking this for a little bit now. We've been tracking this for a little bit. Again, topped at 125, 126, and since then we've had a huge downtrend. Right? Bitcoin likes to make these moves. Actually, let me just lower my music a little bit. There we go. Okay, so Bitcoin likes to make these moves here where you come down, you consolidate up, and you come down again. And the same thing here. It's bear flag city all the damn time. Right here, right here, right here, and we're doing it again. Can you believe it? It's crazy how these things happen over and over and over, and people still want to say, this time it's different. I don't think so. Get out of here with that. This time it's different. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Bro, I'll be wrong, and it's fine. I'm okay to be wrong. I will change my thesis with new information, but till this point, I haven't been wrong. The 4-year cycle is very much intact, and it's honestly pretty much on point. Okay, so we made a downtrend. We came down and we hit 59K in February 2nd of 2026, and then we started consolidating. We consolidating, making a bear flag or rising wedge, however you want to call it. Either way, both are bearish patterns. A rising wedge will break to the downside 68% of the time, and a bear flag is also a bearish trend that will also, it's a continuation pattern. And what I mean by continuation is we have trend. Trend is telling you here that we're rolled over. We've consolidated in a bearish consolidation because we entered this consolidation from a downtrend. That was a terrible arrow, by the way. And because we've entered this in a downtrend, we're more likely to continue the downtrend after some consolidation, which we had here. And then, as you can see, we consolidated down yet again. And then we consolidate again. Eventually, this will stop and make something different. And that's when you know you're bottoming. You're making a bottoming pattern. But right now, we haven't bottomed. Because now we've come down again, broke the bottom trend line here, and now we're kind of hanging out around that 200-day moving average on the weekly. I believe we are just consolidating on that 200-day moving average on the weekly, and I do believe that we will continue to the downside, hence my target of 53,000. If you ever want to check to see how you measure these bear flags, it's when you come down, you take the wick up, and then that tells you your next move. And then, I got 49K for this one, but we're going to, right in this one, maybe 53K. I will show you the daily. The daily will be a little bit more clear on my thought process here. So let's move ourselves to the daily, and here we go. Again, same move, just zoomed in a little bit more information for you to see. All right, cool. Here we go. Consolidation pattern. We came down, we bounced, and now we'll just bounce around here. Now the question is, do we go back to the top of the channel here, which would be about 67,000? The daily so far, we closed the candle at 8 o'clock Eastern today, so we're starting in the green. We'll see if this continues. We are touching the 21-day moving average, the white line here. So a bounce could be possible here. Again, price action loves to respect that white line. When it gets too far from it, it likes to come back to it. And we're touching it right now. So it's going to be decision time. I think tomorrow we're going to know whether we're going down or we're going up. Let's take a look at the volume index here. So we're kind of in the middle here. We're in this like little gap. So I could definitely see a move up to 65 and hit this little liquidity here on the VRVP, sorry. Or we come back to the bottom at around 63, 62. That's also possible. Just looking at the stochastics, stochastic RSI is curling down. Doesn't mean it can't bounce off the top line and kind of come up again. And the RSI kind of looks like it's kind of curving up. So I could almost entertain that we could bounce up again, and this consolidation will continue for a little bit longer. Like this could very well do something like this, right? And just continue consolidating like for a while. This could go to the end of the month. This can go into July. Very possible. And still make its way down. Like I don't see a change of trend here. A change of trend for me is going to look something like this. I'm just going to give you an example what I would think would be a change of trend. Price action comes down, consolidates, breaks up, cuts back to here, and then breaks this and gets above this. That would tell me trend has changed, right? That would lead me to believe we're starting something different, because this is no longer the trend. And then we'll have to change our thinking, change our ideas when we start breaking certain key levels, certain support and resistance levels, right? Because right now, I'm going to put a horizontal line so you guys can see. That's resistance, right? And then this would be resistance. Anywhere price stops for a while is resistance. That would be it there. So you need to start getting above these certain levels before I start to get bullish. And it's going to start with this level right here at 68. If you get above 68, then, could we get up to 73? And then, then you're looking at that daily 200-day moving average. But as long as we're below the daily 200-day moving average, I'm not really a bull. What I could see is, as a possibility, like I'm going to extend this 200-day moving average on its current trajectory, and eventually like price can come up like this, go like this, touch it, and then dump. Could do something like that. Like very, very possible. Right? So I would keep your eye on that. Again, for me, I'm still day by day, week by week. I'm not really trading a whole lot on this day to day. I like to wait for my patterns to fill in, and I will catch this short when we start to break. Actually, what I'm looking for now is a bounce to the upside. If we do bounce up to the top of the channel, I probably will look to take a short and short it down to 53 with my stop loss basically, I know, somewhere stupid high like 73 or whatever, because I don't believe we're gonna see this. So I would feel comfortable buying here and then putting my stop loss up here and then just riding the volatility until we initially break down. Again, total gut feeling means nothing. I just have a feeling July's not going to be great. I could be wrong, but it's just how I feel about it. But you know what? Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the longer term trend here. Let me go to the monthly here. So let's go back to this and look at history. So 2021, we came down. Let's take a look where June was here. July, we actually came up a little bit. June was like all down. Like we had a huge wick down, and July came up. So that could be possible. Like I said, we can consolidate up. We can go up to that 200-day moving average and come down again. That's possible. So that would be that scenario if it played out. And then August was down, and then August, and then September down, and we eventually just continued to go down until basically December of 2022, and that was it. That was your bear market, your cycle low. Now, as for 2017, we had a top of 20,000, and then we found June, we found a low. Again, July came up, and then after July, we just continued to go down. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe July is up. If it repeats, then July would be a pretty nice move up. But then the rest of summer would be down, potentially. So we'll see. We'll see what July brings us. We still got, 2 weeks? Let's see, where we are right now. We are in the 17th, so we got 1.5 weeks of June left. So we'll see where this goes. I will tell you, just looking at the monthly, we do have some wicks, wick to the bottom side. So if you look at last time, we had a monthly candle kind of similar to this. Look at February of 2026. We came down, we came back up, and then we had 2 months of green before starting. Actually, even this candle even went all the way up to here before we came down. So maybe this is interesting. So here's the scenario for you guys. The monthly, what if we just come back up to the 21-day moving average, the 200, the white line here, and that could bring us up to basically 74, right? If this comes down a little bit like this, next month comes up and we hit 72, that's possible. We touch the 21 and just roll over, right? That makes sense. Just trying to see here, January 2023. I'm just trying to see how it's done it in the past with the 21 when we lost it, because we have lost it. So see, it's very interesting because in 2017 we just blew right below it, and we didn't even come back to touch it until we took it again. Once we went above it again, it was basically above it until COVID, and then like it just continued to ride it. And the same thing here in 2021, where we lost it, we just continued to go right below it, and We came back and then just took it right away, and then we bounced off it, and then off we go. Interesting. This is something different. Like we've already lost it. Do we continue down, or do we just go right above it? Maybe shorter bear market? Very possible. Anything's possible, guys. But I'll tell you, the stochastic is low, curling up, but the RSI is still pointing down. So let's respect that and take a look at what happens around the same time that we lose it. So here, Bitcoin had lost the 21-day moving average here in 2021. The RSI was around the neutral line, above it though. And then the RSI was flat on the bottom. And it stayed flat on the bottom basically until the end. And then same thing in 2017. Let's take a look, 2017. When we lost it, same RSI was around that neutral line, and the stochastics were flat. They stayed flat until we start to curve up. So maybe we still just this stays flat for a little bit longer. It's very interesting. I'm just looking at the RSI. Like, how low does the RSI go on the monthly before we revert course? I want to keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the monthly RSI, guys. And when we start to see this thing curve back to the upside, I would start, maybe looking at some pretty nice dollar cost averages. Might be a good time to start getting into the market, because that doesn't happen very much. And I don't know if it's going to hit it never really hits the bottom on the monthly. Like the lowest the RSI has ever been for Bitcoin, I shouldn't say if ever, but like from 2017 on was here, and we're so close to that level. See this line here? I like that. That's pretty cool. So maybe the bottom's close. Maybe the cycle bottom is closer than we think. That is very, very possible. Again, everything's different, guys. We have more adoption than we've ever had in crypto. The government's in it. We got a lot of bullish things. So, I'm okay if we get into the 50s, high 50s, and start buying Bitcoin. I'm okay with it. Even if it goes down to 30K, I'm okay with it. It's much better than buying at 70K. Yeah, so that monthly is actually kind of interesting to me, looking at it that way. Let's go to the weekly and see what we see on the weekly, see what kind of trends we can see on the weekly. Again, I still say we got to lose that 200-day moving average unless we're having something like 2017 where we bounce off it. We bounce off it. Mind you, we did come back to make another low during COVID, but like you were up for quite a while before that happened, right? So do we just bounce off the 200-day moving average, or are we just making another bear flag? That's like the question I have right now, and I don't know until like we gotta wait and see, right? And unfortunately, wait and see means you might miss the bottom because we start going back up and you have to buy in higher, or you do get lower prices and it does break the 200-day moving average on the weekly. So that's the interesting thing here. Right now, I have to lean more towards we're in a bear flag, just because like the daily looks like it's ready to break down. If we look at the 3-day chart, I've always liked the 3-day chart. 3-day chart's telling me that we got some movement to the upside, so that could just be the bounce up to the top of the channel here. And just bounce, still consolidating in this, and that will cause this to start to rise, and then it'll just roll over. And then the 3-day, let's look at the 5-day. 5 days on the bottom. Again, still leads me to believe that even though the RSI and the stochastics are low, that can just be your consolidation to the upside here, like just consolidate. Yeah, I still got to see I got to see how it respects that 21-day moving average. So on the daily, we're just above the 21-day moving average, this white line here. So we're just above it, and we are curling. So I want to see this continue to curl and make its way to the upside. Do we stay above it here? Because you see when we lose it, let me see a better option, a better idea here. So when we lose it and we get back above it, you want it to stay above it, stay with it, right? That'll show you that you're on a little bit of an uptrend. So that's kind of what you want to see here. You're going to want to see price get above the 200, the white line, the 21-day moving average, and you want it to stay above it and come back to it. Like just keep touching it, but stay above it. So as long as we stay above it, then I will believe that trend is your friend until the end. When we start to lose that 21-day moving average, then you got to get a little wary, right? So not time for me to jump in yet. I wouldn't be jumping into this yet. I would be waiting to see, like I'm trading the overall big trend here. I'm not trading within the pattern right now. If you want to trade within the pattern, you're looking at like on the daily, you would probably get into a trade now. Put your stop loss below the wick of this red candle here, and see if you can get a bounce to the top of the channel. And your stop loss would be here, which would break this trend already. And see if you can hit it. It'd be a pretty nice move, right? Like, because you'd get in now. Bitcoin would go potentially to the chop channel. That's a 5.41%, 5.4% move, and with leverage, that's pretty nice, right? On a trade that would look something like this. If you wanted to long, you would get a long now up to the top of the channel, stop loss below the wick right here, 5.2 risk versus reward ratio. Pretty nice trade. Usually you want to do a 3-to-1, and that's a 5-to-1, so pretty good trade. That's 5 times anything that you're trading for margin. So you can try it, take a stab at it. So that's basically what I'm looking at for Bitcoin for the daily. Let's take a look and see tether dominance, because we've been looking at this and tracking tether dominance, and we got to see the same story. If we believe Bitcoin's going to go up, then I have to believe that tether dominance is going to go down. So I'm going to go back to my weekly here, and we'll work our way down and see if what we're thinking for Bitcoin is making sense. So I've showed you guys this before. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? We had a topping pattern here for tether dominance. This was in 2022 and 2023, and then it just rolled over, which was the bull market for Bitcoin, right? 2023, 2024, Bitcoin continued to go up. We topped, right, August and November of 2024 and 2025, and then now we're on an uptrend for tether dominance, which means crypto prices will come down because everybody's putting their money into into stablecoin. It's the understanding the flow of money in the ecosystem that will help you understand when to be in, when to be out, and when to be on the right side of the trade and when to be out. Like, you got to make sure you're on the right side of the trade and see all these confluence with all the different charts and understanding where money's going. So let's take a look here. Tether dominance. I've been tracking this as well. As you can see, we had our falling wedge. It did break to the upside pretty much to my target, like so close to my target. We hit 9.25%. My target was 9.6. So honestly, I just feel like we're just making another flag, right? We're not making another falling wedge, bull flag, whatever you want to say here. And eventually we're just going to break to the upside again, right? So we can say that we're going to break up again if the trend continues. Now this can consolidate down for a bit. This could even make like a bullish rectangle. Like, we can consolidate down all the way down to here at 7.8% before we break out. But the move to the upside has me at 10.38% now. So I would watch out for that. That's my next move for tether dominance. a short-term pump for Bitcoin probably as we consolidate into this bear flag here and wait for this 21 to come back into action here. So we'll wait for this white line. We'll wait for it to start making its way up into here and break up to the upside. So this could take some time. This could be all the way till July, beginning of July, before this starts to break to the upside. So we might have some short-term Bitcoin price appreciation to the upside for the rest of the month here, or sideways. We could just go sideways. Bitcoin could literally just go sideways as this consolidates out. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Again, we're taking this market week by week. You don't need to overtrade. Just keep in mind, if you're making money in this market, you're doing better than most people. It's not easy. It is hard as hell, especially in a bear market, right? The trend is, but you got to make sure you're respecting the trend, wherever the trend is. If it's to the downside, it's to the downside. So this tells me that Bitcoin could pop off. So that bounce to the top of the channel that I showed you for Bitcoin is starting to make a little bit more sense here. Seeing the how tether dominance wants to go. Now, what I do want to see is, I think it's called total. Total market cap excluding BTC. Total 2. Let's go excluding BTC and ETH. We'll see what looks like for the altcoin market here. Actually, before we even jump into this, that's total 3. We should probably look at Bitcoin dominance, because if we're gonna have any sort of a altcoin season, you need Bitcoin dominance to go down. Possible. Double top. Where do we go to? Like, we're right here. So look at, like, we're right here on the volume, and like we lose that. Like, there's a gap here. Like we could come back to here, 55.75%. Like, this could even fall to the 200-day moving average. Part of me almost wants to say, it's weird. Could this be like a head, shoulder, and a weird shoulder? Right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Yeah. Could be. If that's the case, that's really going down. That's going down to 51%. And that would be your neckline, like right there. So yeah, I would watch for that potential head and shoulders here on Bitcoin dominance. We could have a little pump for altcoins here if that's the case. Let's take a look at total and see if it makes sense. Now, I will say the stochastic is coming down, RSI is coming down, so it leads me to believe downside is the next play for Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance going down could also mean that money just goes into tether, and tether dominance goes up, right? So like, it'll just be a simple swap, right? One for the other. So it doesn't mean, I'm not guaranteeing that all coins are going to go up, but let's see that total and see if it makes sense. I believe it was total 3 excluding BTC and ETH. Okay, it's been a while since I've looked at this. Do we have like a double bottom here? Let me see if we have a bullish divergence. No, it kind of shows the same thing. Yeah, this is interesting. We could have had it like a double bottom, and then we're coming up. We gotta wait to see if we get above that white line here, the smooth moving average. Stochastic coming down, RSI kind of sideways. Let's take a look. The weekly. Let's take a look at a smaller time frame. Let's take a look at the 3-day. The weekly looks like it can come up a little bit here. You're going to want to see something like this. Or we can just be making a bear flag, right? Like a rising wedge. Right? And then you just dump right back to the downside. So that could be possible. I don't know, man. I don't see it here. I don't really see altcoins doing something super special here. I'm just trying to find. Are we going down? Let me get the volume index here. All right. Yeah, we're kind of like in this gap here. Did we not just come down to here? I don't know. I don't feel like this is bullish. This is excluding ETH, by the way. This is all altcoins minus ETH and Bitcoin. Hey, Bitty, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Repost on. Appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, altcoins. I don't know. I see this gap here, and it's got me thinking that there's some more downside, that we're kind of just making a bear flag. I know the RSI is curling up, and so is the RSI, but I gotta see more. It's gotta get higher. I want to see it. I want to see us like retest these levels here. Like, I want to see this, like right here, right now. So I'd like to see here next and here next, right? Let's get above this dotted line, consolidating here, get above here. Then I'm going to start to really believe this. But right now, this is a just watch and wait for me. I don't think we're quite there yet. But it could be a recovery here. That it's starting out in the right spot, but I'm wary of the bear flag. And just the continuation to the downside. That's on the 3-day. Let me take a look at the daily. See, the daily stochastic's high. Again, we want to watch if the price comes back to this 21 and stays above it. We're above the 21. As long as we can stay above it, that's good. These moving averages are going to start to get tight. And if we get above this 200-day moving average, as everything starts to get tight here, you're going to see this come down. All the moving averages are going to make their way, and it's going to get tight. And price is going to either go up, above, and break above it, or price is going to touch it and go down. Again, wait and see. We're not quite there yet for me to say, hey, altcoins are looking hot. I need more personally. So this tells me if we're looking at total market cap, and if we're looking at our tether dominance, like I just showed you, and Bitcoin dominance, the story that's kind of leading me to believe that overall Bitcoin dominance might dump, tether dominance will pump, and altcoins dominance total will dump. So it tells me money's more likely just to flow into stable coins, which will bring the dominance of stable coins up, and overall more downside to go for the overall crypto market as a whole. That's kind of where the gears, like my gears are going here. Like my brain's going as the more I see this. Like I'm literally doing this live with you guys. Like I'm thinking out loud. I'm doing it here, and and all the information I'm seeing here, like this doesn't scream to me that altcoins are going up. So it's hard for me to say altcoins are like all of a sudden going up. We get above this line here, we start making our way towards the 200-day moving average, I'll be more likely to see it. But I want to see my model, guys. I want to see the white line cross the yellow line and make some magic here. Let's take a look at ETH. If there's any coin that you guys want to see in chat, just hit me up in chat. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll take a look at the coin together. Okay, Ethereum. I haven't looked at Ethereum in a little while. Let's take a quick peek at Ethereum and see what we're looking at. Kind of just looks like Bitcoin, guys. We're a little bit farther because we've actually lost the weekly 200-day moving average by quite a bit. So we'll have to see where this goes. But again, rising wedge, measured move for the rising wedge is down here. So we still got, if that's the case, we're coming down to 1276, 1200, guys. Around that 1200 mark. I truly, well, actually, maybe we could just put it here. We'll say 1400. We'll be generous. But I really do believe we're just making another bear flag, guys. This is just like another rising wedge, a pretty aggressive one. Yeah, another rising wedge, another move to the downside. And this rising wedge just kind of brings you to my target, my initial target of this, down to about $1,400. Again, overall trend is still down. It's still down. So don't get fooled by people telling you, we're going to see all-time highs this cycle. I just don't see it. Like unless I see it in charts, it's hard for me to just believe the trend is just going to all of a sudden magically change. Like it doesn't work that way. It never has. I really do think the SpaceX IPO is like the euphoria top of the market. Like I don't see how we're not going to dump late, whether it be later this year for the stock market. It's going to happen. And it might happen leading up to the midterms. Here's the big rotation. Here we go. Stocks continue to go up this year. Okay. Bitcoin continues to go down, and the crypto market continues to go down this year. Bitcoin hits a cycle low somewhere around September, October, November. Then the rotation happens. Bitcoin fights the cycle bottom. The stock market comes down. Money flows out of the stock market into crypto because now crypto is so undervalued. And we start a new uptrend. In 2027, we start a new uptrend. And the bear market is over. Stock market continues to come down because money flows to other things, and Bitcoin being a part of that, and crypto. And the new bull market starts for Bitcoin in 2027. 2028, we have a halving, and it just continues because it's 1 year down, 3 years up. That makes sense to me. And then the stock market starts to catch up after it has its pullback and it's undervalued. Money comes back out of crypto, goes back into in the stock market, and then everything moves up together. And we have this back and forth motion of stock market, crypto, and because money is flowing throughout the markets all over the place. It's called the velocity of money, and it's always moving. Money is energy, right? You can never destroy energy. You can only transform it, and by transforming it, you're just buying something else. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I see money, and that's the way I see the market, guys. We're still going down. Overall, altcoins still look bearish in the grand scheme of things. We could have short-term volatility. We could have a short-term pump, but overall, we are still going down. We're still in a bear market. Don't be fooled by anybody else telling you, because the charts are showing you right here, we are in a clear bear market. So with that said, I think we got a good handle on it. I think that's exactly what's happening. That's my opinion. This is not financial advice. You do what you got to do for yourself. This is my opinion, and this is only for entertainment purposes. But I appreciate everybody that stopped in today and said hi in the chat and that took the time to spend time with me here. Hopefully next week we'll have J Chains back. But that's it for this episode of Trade Daddies. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.
Yeah. Another session in the books. Trade Daddies. Let's close it out right. Yeah. From the charts to the couch, we appreciate your time. Every view, every share, that support is a sign. Late night learners building wealth slow. Plant seeds today, watch the legacy grow. We don't flex hype, we invest in the grind. Teach discipline so you level your mind. If the game gave value and the message hit deep, run it back, tap like, let the algorithm speak. Trade Daddies, yeah, we here every week, dropping gems, keeping structure unique. If you vibe with the movement, help it expand. Like, share, subscribe, build the brand. Trade Daddies, yeah, we teach no cap. Real dads, real trades, real talk on the map. Yeah. No promises quick, just knowledge and reps. Risk managed tight, calculated steps. From beginners to vets, everybody can learn. Market cycle spin, patience earns. So salute to the viewers, community strong. Independent thinkers, moving along. Hit subscribe if you rock with the show. Turn alerts on, don't miss the flow. Don't miss the flow.
Who keeps it real? Trade Daddies. Who builds the skill? Trade Daddies. Like it up, share it wide, subscribe and ride. Daddy time, knowledge climb. See you next week, same grind. Trade Daddies, after dark. Stay disciplined, play it smart. Trade Daddies.